Good morning, YouTube. It is 1:18 p.m. on June the 2nd of 2019, and I'm broadcasting from Salem, Indiana. And if you did not know my name is Gina Maria Colvin Hill on the Facebook. My YouTube name is Gina Maria. And we have more ships coming. I posted some pictures last night. Hello, Roll. How are you, Roll? It's too bad I'm probably not even pronouncing your name right. I wish I could have you on here telling me how to pronounce your name right, because I really do like to pronounce people's names right, but I will attempt to pronounce them regardless. So if it's not right, I'm sorry. Yeah. We have more ships that were captured last night in the sky. And I want to draw your attention to a comment that was made underneath these pictures. Great Rising, Anita. Yeah, I want to draw your attention to a comment that was made underneath these pictures by Angelina Polito. We're going to read it really fast. Debris of the universe, but where do you see the UFOs? So this is my comment. This in no way, shape, or form looks like any type of debris that is coming in from the universe, unless you would be giving these ships a derogatory name or something like that. And no offense, but this does not look like any type of debris whatsoever. These are, in fact, real UFO ships that are out there that is being seen through the veil. It's like we're peering into another dimension, but it's like another realm right beyond our realm, but yet it is right here. And some of us can see this and some of us cannot. So to answer that question, these are not debris, no debris tail of anything from the universe. These are actual ships that are up there in the sky, and I'm sharing them. And even though, I think, well, I'm just showing ships, and sometimes I get hesitant to keep posting because I think people might get tired of seeing pictures of ships, but I know people look forward to it, and it's hard for me at times to find the words to speak about these UFO ships up there, because I don't really know what to say at times except just show the pictures. I know a lot of people know what types are up there. Yeah, I know a lot of people know what types of ships are up there and what's coming. They say the ships are gathering for a grand event that's going to happen, some say around the July the 4th or something, like a big solar flash. But I don't know for sure. I really don't. Let's see, I don't really have time to read comments. Let's read these really fast. Tonkalori Macaulay, great pictures. How long have they been showing themselves in such a large fleet? And who are they, and what could they possibly be their agenda? Are there any governments acknowledging them? And your photos are going globally viral and no answers. Well, if these are going globally viral, which I do not know, I do not know where these photos end up. There will be answers. There will be answers, because sooner or later you're going to have to give an answer for what's circulating out there on the internet. And I think we're already making a good step forward with them coming out and admitting, that there are UFOs out there. There are UFOs out there, and our Navy pilots, like they said, have encountered them, although they did not give a really clear picture of those, but that's okay. At least they are acknowledging that we are not alone, and that these UFOs really have been around for years and years and years, and they've been keeping those cases closed. Yeah. We're going to find out more. We are. It is literally, it's inevitable to keep it silent, because there's too many people wanting too many answers, and they're going to have to give an answer. And I think that is going to be coming soon. Like I said, there appears to be more ships coming from wherever this is, this realm, this portal. They're coming through. And there really is, it is true, it is fleets and fleets of ships. And sometimes you know, when you look behind here, you can see different colors too. And you can see more shapes behind here. So this is just like in the very front. This even looks like there are windows. Yeah. So I think it's wonderful that a lot of other people are seeing these. And you know, it may be hard for someone to fathom, but there are people who can literally look with their eyes because they got the gift of sight, and they can see these ships up there in the sky with their own eyes, really as clear as day. And they also have this that spiritual gift to where they can see angels and extraterrestrials and can communicate with them because they all have gifts. We all have certain gifts, and a lot of us are not aware of the gifts that we have, therefore we don't use them or share them with others. And some of us are just awakening to the gifts that they have inside of them, and they're awakening up the gifts. And I think it's wonderful. I really do. This a great awakening that's occurring within everyone. But there are more. There is something else about all these ships. We're just seeing the very front of these ships. This is just a glimpse of what is to come. Hello. Hello to everyone. Hola. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. These ships were taken last night in the sky. In the sky, one of these pictures were taken in the sky. The sky, it had a beautiful white clouds all day long with a beautiful blue sky. But, you know, and some of those clouds were rather strange. And they had strange shapes. And when I took pictures of them, they were in fact UFOs. I'm gonna go off of these one pictures really fast, and I'm gonna show you some of the pictures that were in the sky, of the pictures of the ships that were took in the sky yesterday, and it was really, it was undeniable what was up there in the sky. Look at this. This is clearly a UFO right here, and this was going 65 southbound toward Louisville, Kentucky, and I have darkened it, but this is there is something definitely going on in our skies, and there are more ships up there. The clouds were side by side, but just look, we have these markings right here, great detail to this ship. And these ships, when you see these clouds and they're really dark on the bottom, there's a straight dark bottom, that's not just a cloud, that is a UFO, a great big long UFO ship, making those clouds dark. And you can see one right here too. But this is how the sky was all day long, and then came nighttime. Look at these ships. They're humongous. They are humongous in the sky, and they really are. They are the same ships just like this. These are the same ships that we're seeing in the sky, except that we're seeing them all like together like this. And if you were to ask me, Gina, I'd like to know how you're getting those pictures. There has to be some type of app or something that you're using. I'm not using an app. Really, all I'm doing is I'm using my clip-on lens. I'm going to show you my lens. Hold on, I'll just spin around right like this. This is my lens right here. This is the lens that I use. What is it? It's a digital, I don't know if you can read it. It's probably going to be backwards on you if you were to read this lens. But I'm going to read it. It's a it's a digital high definition 0.45x super wide angle lens with macro Japan optics. And that's a pretty big name or pretty big description on that, but that's exactly what I use. And I just put it over the eyepiece of my cell phone. Yeah. And someone else said, you know, they want to study these pictures more in detail and figure out how you're capturing them. They say you could have a magical phone, magical camera, you know, and I would not rule that out. I really wouldn't, because there are a lot of things that are magical in life. There are miracles that happen every day in everybody's life, and you know, things just magically, you can say magic, a miracle. Yeah. So I really don't have a definite answer. It's a supernatural thing that is occurring. It really is. And I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this. This, whatever I'm doing, I cannot. Can I write the name of the lens, please? If I wrote it out on here, I'd probably have to write it backwards. But I'll write it here in the comment section when I get done. with this, and when the comments show up, I can write the name of that lens, and you can buy them on Amazon. And when I first started using those lenses, I'm going to show you the case that they come in, because I have 3 cases of them, 3 different types, because I didn't want to run out. But these are the cases that they come in right here. They come in these cases like this, and I could open up one and let you see. I know this is not a normal video, a normal live video, but you know, I will do it. This is not rehearsed either by any means, and it's kind of hard for me to open this like this, but I'm gonna, you bear with me, and I will show you what this looks like on the inside, if I can open it up. Well, I've just zipped it up. It was unopened. For those who want to know, this is what they look like on the inside, but the lens is let me get to this. This lens right here, just it comes on the inside of this, and I only use this right here. There is no other lens that I use to attach it, none at all. There are colored lenses that come in here, but I don't use them. I don't use them at all. They have orange and stuff on them. I don't know what they are. I don't know how you use these, but that's what they have on them, and I just use the clear lens, and that's all. So yeah, you can get these off of Amazon, and I think it might have a name on it. Yeah, it does. If you can read Japanese, yeah, that's what it looks like. I've not looked at it before. I've never looked at this paper before in my life, so I just saw it in there. But yeah, that's how I get the pictures, with just this lens right here. And it could be magical. Well, it's very special to me, okay? It really is special to me. Yeah, you have one like, well, they make some like this that are bigger, but I don't like the ones that are bigger, because they, I just don't like them. I do like small things. I like small phones, small cups, small lenses. I've not really used those lenses that clip on like this, that are long, like a telescope. I don't use those. I've never used one, and I wouldn't recommend one. Excuse me, I need to, well, I can just set that right there. I'm getting stuck on my floor rug. Yeah, I don't use them. Let me get this out of here and get back to these pictures. I'm sorry for getting off on that, but for those who wanted to know, Gina, what type do you use? Well, I've showed you, and I'll try to write the comment down in it. These right here, I know this is not good. I'm not in a dark room to show you these, but these ships are literally, they're going in this mothership. It's like an organic mothership, and I think you would call it a Merkaba or something. Big giant orb. Yeah. I don't have the lens's name, unless I were to go, I wonder what would happen if I would flip over to my favorites in my phone. What happens to them? Well, better not. I'm not going to mess up my live video, but you can see these ships coming in more from over here. This was taken in the western sky. Yeah. Phones have apps. Well, I don't have any apps that I use for these pictures, except the exit data. And I don't like to have to figure out apps. I just want things that are plain and simple to use. And to me, just clipping on this on my phone, that is plain and simple, and anyone can do it. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, maybe $40 I think I paid for this. Yeah, and I bought 3 because I wanted to have backup. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. But yeah, these are just more pictures. of these ships because they're not going away. They're not going away. They are up in the sky. And even though we can't see them, it doesn't mean that they're not up there, because they are. And this sun-like thing, we're going to call it a sun, these ships are coming out of it. It is a big portal that they're coming through on. They come in from this direction. Okay, now this is something. They come in from this direction right here. You see they're going this way. But in, let's get to the other picture. But then they're coming this way. They're coming from two directions. I don't know what's happening, because these ships are coming, they're traveling east to west, and these are traveling west to east. So I don't know what's occurring. They could be different armies. They really could be different armies up there, or different, they are different ships also. They could be, who knows where they're coming from. Yeah. But it is all fascinating. Every bit of it's fascinating. And I don't know why these appear in here like this. It's like, okay, I know what this kind of looked like. If you had green Jello, now I know that's not a very good way to explain it, but if you had a green Jello and you had these shapes cut out perfectly, boom, and you could stick those in there, yeah. I don't know how else to describe it or something. They're just like stuck in there like that. Yeah, other dimensions. It is definitely other dimensions that we're peering into. So that is interesting that these are traveling west to east, and the other ones are traveling east to west, or they could be traveling north to south, depending on your perception. But the main thing is they are traveling in opposite, I can't get that word out, opposite directions. They're coming from both sides, maybe joining up, teaming up. Yeah. Oh, so Stephen Calabra, these digital devices, so you are suggesting that my digital device in my hand that I'm holding, somebody could be tampering with them and controlled remotely? No, I don't think so. Of course, people can dismiss it as that, but I'm telling you right now, my device is not tampered with at all. Now, I have taken my lens, and I have taken it with my husband's iPhone. I think he's got an iPhone 7, and I can get those images too, but I haven't done that in a long time. It's that lens. It could very well be me, okay? It could be the person behind it, the energy behind it, taking the picture. It could be that also. There are supernatural things that occur in this world, and they occur within people too. And we do create our own reality. We can do that. If you believe it deep enough within you, you can create. Yes, but I find it's very interesting. Ro, what are you talking about? 7 is 10. Okay, 7 is 10, better or not? Yeah, something is going on up there. Yeah, there are a lot of strange things happening. And if you have a Facebook account, or you go look at other YouTube channels, you'll see lots of strange things that you've never saw before, and more people documenting these activities that are happening up there in the sky. There's a lot of people documenting them now. These UFOs, these clouds, the so-called clouds, but they're really UFO ships up in the sky. You'll see a lot of documentation now. And even the sun doesn't look normal, the moon doesn't look normal, and people's behaviors are changing also. Everything is changing, and it's changing fast, and a lot of more people are becoming awake because of the change that is occurring. Now, some people will change for the better, but some people will change for the worse, but hopefully we'll have more people changing for the better than for the worse. Um, oh yeah, Stephen. Well, you know, that's a good thing to come to your mind, you know. Yeah. And that does happen at times. I'm sure it happens. Just like if they did an EMP, they can knock out all your stuff. Or like somebody hacking into your Facebook account. Although I heard Facebook was really hard for somebody to hack into. Um, it's really hard, but then some people can hack into it, so I don't know. Um, yeah, but I don't really think no one, I know no one's hacking into my phone or in the phones of others on who's taking these pictures, because I have a lot of other friends who are documenting these ships up in the sky. They may not be the same type of pictures that I'm getting with all the color and everything, but they are getting a lot of ships happening. And I think they're going to be getting more and more, because more and more ships are coming, and as more and more people awaken, more of these ships are going to be more visible to them, because they're going to be able to connect with them. And these ships do know when you're looking for them. I know that may sound strange, but they do know these ships, and there are beings up there in the sky. And I know this may sound strange to people, but there are beings up there in the sky. You may not see them, but you can feel them. So yeah, this whole everything is like, it's like the world as we know it, as we were taught, is different. It's totally different, especially when you enter this arena, and it is like an arena. You enter the UFO community, the supernatural community and stuff, and you think, oh my gosh, I never thought about this before, or I always dismissed this before. But you know, these UFOs, they really do exist. And these spiritual things that are happening to people, well, these spiritual things are real. See, it opens up a whole new arena. Yes, the planet is, I've heard, going through an ascension. And this is like the full photo right here. This is what it looks like. We're back to that right there. You're very welcome, Nancy Anderson. You're welcome. And for you all who are watching, it is hard for me at times to get on here and do live videos, because I don't know what to say. I don't at times, and I feel sometimes I get so tired, you know, from doing everything, and I just like to need to rest or relax. But then I feel an obligation to get on here and show the pictures that were captured of the ships in the sky and anything else like that. I do feel an obligation, and I feel kind of bad if I don't get on here, even though I may not feel like it. So I do try to, I'm trying to be more vigilant, okay, especially during these times when there's so many things happening in the world, geopolitically and just all around, environmentally, everything. There's just so much happening, and I think we need to, you know, keep an open mind, and, you know, don't be in denial when things are happening right before our eyes. Marfugo talked about the loss of a cell phone and TV. Yeah. Vehicles, not sure on the vehicle. Oh, yeah. You know, and if there really was something, if there was something like a big solar flash or something, and it knocked out the grids and stuff, a lot of people wouldn't know what to do, because they're so dependent on electronics. I don't think the World Wide Web would be up anymore. It would just like go down. That's why we need to gain as much knowledge that we can while we can. Well, thank you, Dave. Sometimes I doubt myself. I really do, but then I just had to get rid of that thought and don't think about it. Yeah. You know, I was watching this old story about Jack and the Beanstalk, and you think, you know, he climbs up this beanstalk, and there's this great big old giant in the sky, and you think, where did they come up with that idea of giants in the sky? You know, there's a lot of children's stories that have things like this, like it sounds like fairy tales, but you know, are these really fairy tales? I don't think they're just fairy tales. I believe that there is truth, some truth into it. I wish I could remember the saying my friend said about every lie has a half-truth to it. And it is true. Every like white lie or lie that you tell, it has half of a truth to it. There's some truth in it. It's just not all the truth. Otherwise, a person would not want to have to lie. It'd be like saying, well, I was at work today. Okay, that's one part of the truth, but then they tell the person, well, but they didn't tell the rest, but I went such and such. So it's a half of a truth. A lie contains half of it, but I would not encourage anyone to go out and lie. Yeah, those fairy tales, there is truth to them. Marina D. Palio, I don't, I don't know my star family. I don't. I've heard Palladian. I've heard that before. So, and I've never had no past life regression. I've not let anybody get into my mind or stuff. I know that people can read people. They can read their auras and stuff. And just by the way they carry themselves, their personalities, their traits, their looks and stuff. Some people gather they had certain characteristics. I was listening to this one person for a few moments, this lady on the YouTube, and she's telling the characteristics of Pleiadians, Arcturians, and I forget what else it was. It kind of looked like cats, Lyrians or something. And you know, I could relate with the Pleiadians and stuff. I really could. Yeah. Yeah, they're very sensitive and empathic, intuitive, cares about people. I really do. I love people. I love people from all walks of life, and I wish we could all get along with one another and not be cruel and look down on one another. I really wish that. Uh, there is a little proverb, as long as it is possible, as long as it depends on you, be at peace with everyone. I would love to be able to do that, and I try my best to be at peace with everyone no matter what. But there's a lot of people who don't want to be at peace with other people because they want to nitpick them, and that's not right. Yeah, Ro, I thought, what are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, you're from Sirius, Marina. Yeah. Um, there are people who believe in past lives. There are people who remember their past lives, a lot of them. And there is merit to that too. There is truth to that. There really is. Otherwise, what would it, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me, yeah. Well, if you all have any questions, you remember everything, Marina. If you all have any questions for me, it'd be a good opportunity to ask them while I've got some spare time on my hand. Yeah. You're reptilian. I thought reptilians were bad. That's what I've heard. Unless some reptilians have crossed over the line. Let's see, Stephen. Gina Maria, do you believe or not in your heart of hearts that you will be able to time travel in your lifetime? Well, I never really gave it much thought about me trying to. My words are getting twisted. I've not given it much thought about time traveling in my lifetime. I focus on the here and now and what is happening now, not so much in the future, because I've got a life to live here on this earth. Yeah. Marina, oh, you talking about the K62, you feel their energy different from yours. Well, yes, there are some good people in this world and some bad people. I don't care who you are, no matter where you live, you're going to have the good and the bad with you. Uh, I know there is a book out about Baron Trump, a time traveling old book, but I didn't read it. That love is the law. It is the law. It's the law of the land. It's the law of the heart. Because without it, you're really nothing. There's a lot of people who have Rh negative blood. Yeah. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so we can get this information circulated more. That's how YouTube works. I think the likes on it, and if your video gets like so many views within 2 days, then they will want you to suggest it. They'll show it in the suggestions. Excuse me. Let's see. They manipulate time and left brain, thinking there is only now. Gina says she lives in the now, and that's the way I think I do. Well, thank you. I would give you all a like too if you had a YouTube video and I was interested in what you were seeing, and if especially if the news needed to get out about what was occurring above our heads and really right in front of us that we can't see. Well, thank you, Kali Amat Amuna Ra. Respect your work. We'd like to do a live with you talking about why this is happening. Well, I've not done a live video with anyone, and it's been almost a year. I had one lined up. I've had several lined up, and something happened at the very last minute, and they never panned out. So I took it as an omen that it was not meant to happen. And so it did not happen, and I did not reschedule, and I never got back with people. Because if something is meant to happen, it will happen at the precise time and in the exact way. But if it's not, I pray, if anything is not meant to happen, I don't want it to happen. I don't want to force things to happen. I just like the natural flow of things. Let things play out the way they're supposed to without interfering. Because I think when you interfere like that, in very important matters, you could mess things up and things wouldn't go smooth. Now, the other day, we had a black snake. It crawled up in our bush out front. We have a red barberry bush, and there were some baby cardinals in that nest. And my daughter would hear the baby cardinals every day, like chirping, and the mother and the father cardinal would go back to that bush, and they'd feed the babies. Well, the other day, my daughter came in, Mom, there's a black snake in that bush. And the cardinals were trying to get it away, and there was the other birds that came along and they were trying to get it away. And I went out there and I filmed it on the Facebook, but that big old snake had got the 2 baby birds in its mouth. It could not even, it knew it could not fit 2 birds in its mouth, but it had to be a little, it's like someone said, selfish. And I was thinking that's kind of selfish of you to put 2 birds in your mouth, but that's what that black snake did. And I took my garden rake and I pulled the snake out, and I carried it over to the weeds and let it go, but the one bird, it had too much of the one bird in its mouth, but the other bird had dropped from its mouth on the ground underneath the bush, and my husband picked it back up and put it in the bush. That was like a couple days ago, and today the poor bird, well, it's living, so we saved a life. And I did intervene. The point of the matter was I did intervene in that situation for those little birds, because that black snake, it had no business eating 2 birds at once. I wish it wouldn't even got in that bush. But it did, and it's gone, and the baby bird lives, and the mother and the father came back, and they're feeding it. So that's a happy ending. Well, I used to hate snakes too, but I just look at them. I just look at those snakes. They shock me at first, but that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, and the bird is with his parents. So it is a very happy ending, and it's going to live. And you know, cardinals are very pretty birds. Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to end this video because I really do need to get some other things done today. It's very humid outside. I have been out there earlier trimming bushes on the other side of the house. Yeah, I did. That is not nice. And the baby was innocent. They couldn't defend themselves against the predator because it is a predator. Yeah. 3D and 4D is pain, fear, anger, and jealousy. Well, I don't have it. I'm not living in the 3 and 4D. I love you all too. Yeah, I don't have any fear from these ships. I do not. You're very welcome. I love butterflies. Yeah, they are beautiful metamorphosis that occurs. You know you are an angel, Gina. Well, I'm not going to tell you different. I'm not. I'm not. Just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so is what we see in others is in the eye of the beholder. All right, well, I'm going to end this. Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah.